Hey, man, I don't know what is going on, but hey, look, we are live. I think we're live. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, man. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I don't know what happened. Everything just shut down, man. But, we're back as usual. Monday night, the 50-50 show, man. Just, hey, as usual, man. Look, hey, look.
Welcome to the 50-50 show
Make sure to
with
clock in.
PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider. The realest show for Raider Nation. 2 points of view. One verdict. You decide.
Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both our channels, so you want to make sure you're subscribed and liking all the videos. So we keep coming back and doing this, but we need y'all support. But yeah, man, hey, man, we got a great show lined up, man. We have some special guests, man. We had a special guest. I was able to catch up with Raider Nation Live. I know y'all see the title on this on the video. On the live, Low, Gabe, Gravy. I was able to have a good conversation with them, and we'll get to that in a second, man. But let's get to the chat, man. I seen some super chats from the last live, man, and I apologize. I wish I could put it up, but everything just deleted. So, I appreciate the support. I think Raider Smoke 89 had a super chat. I was getting ready to put that on the screen. My guy, I appreciate you. Raider Beast, man. I appreciate you, man. He's always here supporting, man. Appreciate you coming through. Man, hey, look, man. We got a lot to talk about. Y'all see the title, Brock Bowers versus Michael Mayer. We'll get into that. Obviously, we'll talk about the Raiders' next move and what it could look like. Hey, but you know what? Speaking of Raider Smoke, my guy, man, pulls up. What a super chat, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support.
Appreciate Raider Smoke the GOAT.
Hey, man. He said, hey, man. Say, man, what's up with my guys, man? I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the support. Hey, Raider room. I have no idea. I really don't know, man. I don't want to point no fingers because I don't want it to happen again. But hey, man, look, at the end of the day, we're here, we're live. That I've never seen that. That's never happened actually ever. So I can't even explain it, but we're here, we're live. So we'll get through it. But yeah, Raider Smoke, man, I appreciate you, man. Like, hey, for real.
For sure, man. For real.
Alfredo in the building. He says, Pharaoh and Severe salute. Appreciate you coming through. My guy, Digital Prez in the building. He says, salute to the tomb. I'm in the place to be. Facts, man. You are in the place to be. Man, hey, you know what? We actually gotta figure out. We keep saying this all the time, man. I guess we're just waiting for it to come organically, but I think in the past we said the night crew, the night shift. Because obviously we go live during the evenings and nights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we gonna figure something out smooth. I don't know if Severe, you got some ideas, but my guy Raider Pete is coming through and showing some love. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, yes, sir. SoCal in the building. Appreciate you coming through.
Always supporting.
Go Raiders, always Oakland in mind, man. Facts. I actually posted something, man, like today on Twitter. It was like basically just a nostalgic picture of how coming from the stadium, going through that little bridge ramp, going to Bart.
To the Bart, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's crazy, man. Old school right there. Space B says, did Pharaoh's mummy wrap gloves miss the button? Hey, man. Hey, look, Space, I don't know what happened. All I know is we were literally saying we live, and everything shut down. But it is what it is, man. But look, hey, we got a great show lined up. Like I said, I was able to catch up with Raider Nation Live, Raider Gabe, and Gravy. We had a cool little conversation. So we're gonna get into that, and then after that, we'll get into flag on the play, notable quotables as usual, and then obviously what's real, what's not, and we'll get into the chat and we'll have a good conversation. So without further ado, let me go ahead and put this great interview on the screen, man. What's going on?
What up?
Y'all see it on the screen? Y'all see it on the screen, man. We got Raider Nation Live. My dude Low, Gabe, Coach Gravy, man. Look, man. Hey, look, this is a special edition show. You know what I mean? Y'all never seen this much people on the screen. Usually it's just me, Severe, or me, Severe, and somebody else. You know what I mean? Whoever the guest is. But we got 4 people on the screen. They know what they're talking about. They're passionate about the Raiders. They do a great show on their channels because I know that y'all simulcast. Y'all go live on all y'all channels. But great show. Actually, let the people know like what days you guys go live. Actually, I know you had a show on Sunday, Tuesday, and and Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday nights. Yeah, always at 8:00. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sunday nights. When
I say consistent, they are consistent, man. They've been doing this. They love their show, and I had to have them on. We've been trying to make this work for the last month or so, man. We, I always come through and show some love, and I got to return the favor and have them come on for sure. But what's going on with y'all, man? How y'all feeling?
Good, bro.
Chilling, bro. Just finished the show ourselves, and glad that you asked, man. Pleasure to support you, Pharaoh.
Man,
as long as we know
it.
Good show, man. Yeah, man. Good to be on the show, man. Good to be on the show for sure.
Facts, man. And like let's get to it, man. I don't want to waste any time, man, because the Raider Nation want to talk about the team, man. It's the Raiders all day, every day. And the last time, and I was just talking to Gravy before we started recording, he was letting me know like the last time we spoke was before the draft. So, lots happened since then. Obviously, the draft's happened. Let's talk about like the review, off-season review of what's happened so far this off-season. We know the free agency happened, Christian Wilkins, the big signing, the draft happened. What are your thoughts overall on the draft? Let's go low.
Me, bro, like I'm not a big college guy, but when we turn around and look at the whole draft, bro, you look at it, you break it down, bro. Like, nobody was really talking about, picking up everyone was talking offensive line and quarterback. I want a quarterback. We all kind of was just trying to see if we can go get that quarterback that we really, really need for the future and stuff like that. But me, when I overlooked at everything, bro, it was a solid draft, bro. We haven't had a good solid draft like this in a long time. We got Bowers, right? I remember looking at him last year, and like we were talking about, hey, what if we draft a tight end? Because we talk about everything, just scenarios, and people say certain things. So I think overall the whole draft, getting the secondary a little bit late. I wish we would have got a running back, but overall, bro, like I was pretty happy because we got a lot of needs that we needed that. Another playmaker on the offensive line. We got another offensive lineman too, and Powers.
Yeah,
bro, it was dope. I was kind of cool with it. You know what I mean? I wish we would have got a running back, and I wanted us to go jump up and get the Jaden. But overall, I'm like happy about it, bro. Like we got a lot of solid players, bro.
No, I hear you, man. But that's what the draft. You can't address every need, but you weren't surprised when Bowers got drafted at 13.
Yeah. Fucking we all were, bro. And nobody because I heard Bowers' name like with Atlanta, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or was it or the Jets? You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, all right, cool, because everyone was saying and the predictions were that, but Atlanta threw that little monkey in the whole thing. You were like, oh, what's going on? So that changed everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I thought we were either gonna go, I knew we were gonna go offensive line. But I was happy with this too. And one of the things that I did remember watching was that Telesco said something. He goes, somebody was tripping on me, or not. He didn't say in those words. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it like, I went and got Keenan Allen when we already had offensive weapons as far as receivers. So like him to double dip and see we already got a good tight end and Mayer, and then doing this. It's dope, bro. Like that's kind of like his MO, what he does, bro. So, he's sticking to what he does, and like he puts players on the field, like with the other teams that he's been with. So, I trusted it, bro. And I think like AP and everybody trusted it too. You know what I mean? They really, really did because like they had no control over it. It was just him. You know what I mean? So,
man,
he brought some dogs. He brought some dogs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Overall,
but I'm not gonna lie. Like being there live in Vegas, I was just like, I was super shocked. I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get a quarterback. So initially I was like, damn, well, like the Raiders are going to be the Raiders. But as time went on, I kind of grew to like the pick just because the possibilities of what you can do with a guy like Bowers if he's gonna be elite. If he's good, I don't know if good would be good enough to justify a luxury pick. But Gabe, man, like, what would you say is your favorite pick in the draft?
My favorite pick in the draft was it has to be Jackson Powers, bro. I love the Bowers pick, but just that second round pick, I was kind of like on kind of Powers the whole time. So it's just like when we were able to pick him up in the second round, it was just a pleasant surprise. You know what I mean? So it was just like that was for sure like my favorite pick probably in this draft for sure.
Nah, yeah, facts. Because a lot of people kind of had him going in the first round, and you heard his name kind of like throughout the process. Senior Bowl, you heard him; he was killing it. He had a good performance early on, and the thing is, you heard him talk, man. He sounds like a Raider. Like he grew up a Raider fan, so he's saying all the right things. So it just makes sense. It's a perfect fit, And we talked about how like, man, Jackson Powers Johnson was supposed to be that, like, not Jackson Powers Johnson, but that center position needed to be replaced. Obviously, we brought back Andre James because that guard market went through the roof. Yep. And then we talked about the interior O-line. You know what's surprising though? I was kind of surprised that, and we talked about this before, but Gravy, what are your thoughts on Jackson Powers Johnson playing left guard? Because I think AP came out and said that he was going to play left guard, and we all thought like right guard was going to be the spot.
So you move Parham?
Yeah. I think Parham did a swell job there, but there's them solidifying the right guard is not really a priority anymore, Farrell, because we have Penix penciled in at that, that we were gonna go get Penix and all that. So the right guard, even though for the last couple of years has been bad, terrible, but Parham, if he did say that, and if he is true to it, to me, I think that Jackson Powers is a better football player than Parham is right now. And then and for him being on his blind side, him protecting his blind side right off the bat with Miller, them two together is gonna make Powers a better player. And then you got James, and then a decent, good, a guy that's on the upcomings with Parham, and then the tackle play could be Pete. It could be this guy we've never seen before, whoever his name is, and the new guy we have, Glaze. People say that Glaze was a bad pick, but we don't know that. We don't know that. He's a third round pick, and the Raiders thought so. He must have been doing something right that they like.
Yeah, that was one of them.
It's not flashy. It's not flashy. I was down on it that high. I wanted a running back.
Yeah.
At that pick.
In the third round. Yeah, go ahead, Gabe.
Round 3.
I was just saying because we kind of had this discussion on our show, one of our shows too, like about the running back position. I kind of like when we did because kind of like address our running back because I do kind of like Lobby, but we can have that discussion another day.
Oh, okay. What running? Oh, Gravy. I'm curious to hear what running back were you thinking of drafting in the third round? Because I know Glaze. I was shocked by the pick because a lot of people had him going in the later rounds. So like in the third round, this is the second year in a row where we kind of, I guess, reached, so to speak, because year before we picked up Byron Young when Jalen Hyatt was on the board and some other players that you probably could have picked that were better. What running back were you thinking about grabbing in the third round, other than Glaze?
I don't know.
If you remember.
I don't know who was left there, Farrell, to be honest with you, but I knew that a lot of people then draft running backs high, and pretty much the ones that I liked were available. So
okay.
If, I know Trey Benson was going to be gone. I knew, Braylon Alley would be gone, and I knew the kid from Texas, but there were better running backs than the one that we picked.
Yeah.
And I thought addressing that in the sixth 6th round is not the option. People are penciling in. This guy is beating out Abdullah and Madison, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh no,
Not
no,
that
no.
type of player.
That part. But I do like the one guy that I would say that was wanting them to pick at running back before, like even later on, like before they picked Lobby. I would say I like that kid Isaac Brendo from Louisville. He was pretty good.
Went to the Niners.
I was hoping that we could have picked him up, but he got picked up before we even had a chance. But I think we could have had a good chance to pick him up in the 5th round, 4th round, like that. Like if we were gonna have a chance at him, that would have been a good pickup for him. But I do like also the Tommy Eichenberg pick. So I like what you asked, great. Kind of low the earlier, like as far as the draft. I like our draft. You know what I mean? There was a couple of picks that maybe were like iffy, but as a whole draft, I like it, man. Like especially the later rounds, even. I like the Lobby. I like the Devin Shires. I like the Eichenbergs and Trey Taylors of the world, man. Like I like our draft class as a whole. I liked it as a whole for sure.
Okay. Okay. Cool, man. Hey, that's good, man. I think at this point in the off season, everybody's kind of like positive. It's the off season. At this point, this is where you start thinking about the possibilities and if everything could work. But now that the drafts happened, the draft's already happened. Free agency's already come and gone, but it's still not over. I mean, usually teams they draft their players, but then they start filling in their roster after the draft to see like, all right, you know what, we didn't address this position. Do you see any pickups after the draft, Lo? Like, do you feel like the Raiders are gonna make anybody like I don't know, like
after June 1st, I think some players are going to be available. There might be some talks about certain players coming in. I know there's a couple of older players, like everyone's Stephon Gilmore or whatever, whatnot, and who else is available? Xavier Howard, and he played with Graham in New York, and I think in Miami too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Xavier Howard, I think, was in
Howard,
Miami with Graham.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So him
Cody
coming and
Jackson
pulling
played
up
for him,
like something like that,
New
just to
York.
give our secondary just a little bit more, a little bit more, how would you say it? Just a little bit more veteran presence. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of get the system going a little bit better for what's the name that we picked up, Bennett. So Bennett can actually fill into some roles. The secondary would be nice. We kind of were talking running backs a little bit earlier, and you were just mentioning it too. I was thinking maybe trying to get Najee Harris. As somebody said that would be a nice kind of go that route. You know what I mean? To kind of complement. You know what I mean? Or help Zeus out a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not doubting my guy, but you know what I mean?
In a
Just
trade?
to have that running back room just a little bit more solidified because we have a great offensive line. And that's where I'm kind of like, if we can go maybe get a running back or somebody that can maybe complement or have a little bit more experience. I'm not going to say any crazy names, but Harris is kind of a good one. So maybe a secondary pickup and maybe another running back. That's what I'm looking at. I don't really want to say anybody, but we're kind of single-sided just with Zeus to hit with his running style. We need somebody, a little bit like kind of similar to him, so the defense won't be like, oh, we're running the ball. So that's kind of in that aspect, because if we have Abdullah and Matson and Labe, they usually catch the ball out of the backfield. You know what I mean? They're kind of receiver type running backs, scat backs. So it'll kind of set up our offense. Hey, well, if we have him, I don't think Matson's really going to do anything that Zeus does very well. You know what I mean? Matson tries to go to the outside. He's not a big going down the middle kind of guy. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, he is. He had recent comments like, I don't know, the other day where he was just like, oh, well, he was talking about the Broncos and we're probably going to sweep them. And I have a physical, violent style of running and yada, yada, yada. So we'll see. But the Raiders didn't pay him a whole lot of money and we've seen it all the time. Like the Raiders they'll sign a veteran and we'll think that, oh, yeah, like if you guys remember John Brown a couple years back, we're like, oh, John Brown is going to be a guy that's going to make the team, right? Because he's had some success in NFL, and then he doesn't make the team. And there's been plenty of examples like that. But Gravy, man, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the running back room because Lo brought it up. What do you think the
Very,
state of the
very,
running back room is?
very concerned, bro. Very concerned about that room. I think it's the problem of our offense basically right now. We're depending on a guy that didn't get much playing time until Zeus came in fat. Low brought it out on our show that he or Gabe did. He came out fat. He wasn't ready. He wasn't what coaches call calloused to hits. You got to be in pregame. You got to be in OTAs. You got to be in preseason and get your body callous for those hits. That's
Mm-hmm.
why he got hurt. And Zeus, so we think 4 games, was all world. And looking at the stats, he did. He had some good showings, but he wasn't even close to JJ. He's not a running back close to JJ. Now, I'm not saying that he can't, but as far as the team winning, I don't think he's a bell cow type guy that we could just depend on, give the game to and run the clock out, be
Mm-hmm.
in there in red zone when you need him, and then he's not gonna be like a threat. You only sit there with 8 men in the box with Zeus. Yet, I hope it happens, but yet if he doesn't control the game type running back that you'd like to see, like
Yeah,
JJ would.
yeah, yeah. Because a lot of people are kind of talking about how he came in when JJ got hurt, and then he put up some numbers. He was able to run the ball, but a 4-game stretch, you can't compare it to a full season of starting, and that's what we had with Josh Jacobs. We had that, like, all right, we know Josh Jacobs he's gonna take care of business. I mean, he might get dinged up here and there, but we know that he's a productive running back. But now you're moving on from Josh Jacobs, and you go to Zamir White. I'm not saying running backs can't be replaced, that production can't be replaced, but there is that. All right, but he's not. But the thing is that he's not going to be the bell cow running back. They've already come out and said, and we've heard it time and time again, and even if you look at Getsy's past with coaching the offense, he's been able to get by with running back by committee. So if it's that type of situation, then maybe you could see it work. But then, Madison, like Lowe's, like he's not really
Look,
confident in Madison.
look what
You
he's
know,
dealing with. Look what he's dealing with, bro. He's dealing with Madison and Abdullah and a rookie from New Hampshire. So if and,
He's on
and
that
then
New
you got
Hampshire shit.
Zeus.
I swear, bro.
You got
He's on
Zeus
that New
with four
Hampshire shit, like,
games,
bro.
four,
No
four
love.
decent games in here.
No
First of
light.
all, if you're gonna say committee, where's your running back out of all
Yeah,
those guys?
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
gotta have a guy, Pharaoh, that dominates a game, that could get through the line of scrimmage no way or another. And we just can't assume. We just can't assume that Zeus is gonna do that. We can't assume that Madison's gonna do that. Or Abdullah, they never had it. You know. Yes,
yeah.
yes, Zeus took time off the clock against Kansas City, and then he had a great game when he had another 100-yard game. But the
mm-hmm.
thing is that can he do that consistently every single game? 20 and 140 or 120
Yeah.
with 10. I don't give a shit what your yardage per carry is. If you get first downs, and you know what I mean, if you get us first downs on 31 and 32, that was our problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Zeus got 145 yards, but when we needed a first down, he gets stopped at the line. And we can blame the line, but keep your feet moving, dude. It has to do with you too. You know, you're a
Yeah,
part of that.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
No,
if
he
if he
gets.
doesn't, if we don't get another guy, bro, then I don't know. We're just gonna deal with that in there. And I hope I'm wrong,
yeah,
bro. I hope I'm wrong about these guys.
But
no,
like you said, Getsy too ran. Well, he was a pass coordinator at Green Bay, but they they switched their running backs a lot. They kept on had them in, but they're very very similar to each other. I can't
mm-hmm.
remember their names, but they played the same role. To where Zeus is going to be he's a running back, running. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he is. He's not a catching back, which the other receiver of the other running backs that we do got
Yeah,
are that. You know what I mean? So it's not going to kind of make him one dimensional if you're going to have Zeus in there ready
yeah,
to run the ball because they're already going to know. So it's the unpredictability with having the two of the same kind of backs kind of puts you in a place to where it's like, all right, well, Zeus is going to have to do all this. So I don't see Zeus be able to catch out of the backfield very well. You know what I mean? He just ran the ball. And out of those 4 games, uh, he pretty much averaged like I think 80 yards a game if you put them all together. So everyone's
Right.
saying 400 yards. That's really not a big deal, and especially with this
And it's
offensive
not
line, it's
bad.
going to be a little
It's,
different.
it's not it's not bad. It's not bad. It's
Yeah,
just a small
Not
sample
bad.
size. And then from what I
exactly.
seen from Zamir, I was actually surprised that he was catching some balls out the backfield. Like I was like, man, okay, didn't know he had some strong hands. It was some,
And the
Yeah,
thing is, though,
but it's a
Pharaoh,
small
that he
sample
didn't do
size.
it.
Small sample size.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, yeah. But Gabe, though,
That's the
man,
truth.
I want to bring him in this conversation too as well, man. Like, what are your thoughts on like? Do you think the Raiders are done adding players to the team? I mean, like, I know
I think
running back's been mentioned. Lowe briefly talked about possibly corner. Is there any other position or maybe even a player that you're thinking about, like the Raiders possibly should add to the team? Because this is a time where a move will happen. And we're kind of accustomed, low key, with the Raiders kind of making a move where they sign a veteran. They kind of did with Andres Pete from former Saints offensive lineman, and from what AP said, he's going to be playing guard, which I was surprised. I thought he was going to be there maybe to possibly compete with Thayer Mumford. So they did add offensive line. But what do you see anybody that you're eyeing? Like maybe possibly we might add, or a position you think they
Don't
might
say
add?
it, Gabe. Don't say it,
kind of
Gabe.
talking
Don't
about
say it.
like on our show. I kind of been talking about our adding a corner because like I just feel like that our corner room is as much as it is good because I like Hobbs, I like Jack Jones, you know what I mean. I like those corners and stuff, but it's a very young room. I think it's one of the youngest rooms on our roster and stuff like that. So it would be good to go out there and get maybe some veteran leadership in that room. You know what I mean? Like Stephon Gilmore. I mean, I know Stephon Gilmore would be one of the guys that hasn't played in that system, but I just like his. I've always liked Stephon Gilmore. He's the type of guy that could probably catch on with any team, and he looks like a dude that's ready to go out there and play all the time. But there is guys out there who do have some history with the defensive coordinator and Patrick Graham with Xavier Howard, Adoree Jackson. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So and those are guys that are kind of like on the radar. So as far as maybe adding somebody, I would probably go corner. I've always kind of been kind of uh, a little confident in Zamir, especially because of what he showed me in those last 4 games. I know it is a small sample size, but I
Yeah.
just like kind of what we've been talking about too. Like I just haven't seen any great teams win with the bell cow quarterback running back anyway. You know what I mean? I do believe in that like running back by committee, but in order for this committee to work, Zamir does have to stay healthy because he is going to be the guy that carries most of the load. I think it is going to be by committee, ran by committee, but it's not going to be more Matt Madison like just giving a breather, just giving him a random breather here and there. I think it's going to be for sure maybe taking some drives here and there to actually keep Zamir fresh. But in order for this actually to have like any success, I think in the run game, Zamir is going to have to stay healthy. But I do believe in Zamir. And I do believe that on June 1st, because we haven't been in this position in a long time either, though, like where um, we've had actually money going to like this much money available can become available to us on June 1st when we kind of already have kind of positions kind of like in order, but I wouldn't mind adding a piece here and there, especially I would say corner. I mean, I know the guys want a running back in here and there, but like I see the most of the big running back kind of like blocks kind of like have fell off anyway, so I'm cool with what we have. But as far as
Yeah.
anything, I would probably just maybe go, corner, and maybe if there's still maybe like a linebacker out there, maybe try to go pick up one of those. But I do like Eichenberg, because there is going to be some free agents and some stuff to talk about after the season anyway. So it would be to get some guys. It would be good to get some depth at those positions anyway, especially where we're going to be come thin at the end of the season with all the contracts coming up.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think right now. Like as far as running backs right now, I'm trying to think because I know Lowe mentioned Najee Harris, and he's the current running back for the Steelers, so that means the Raiders would have to trade for him. Which but it is a
That's
contract
just
year.
a rumor. Bro. That's a rumor. I hope
It's like
that
a
would
wish
happen.
list thing. It's not. Yeah, it's a wish list thing. You know what I mean? Because I've always liked Najee Harris, and I think him and Zeus would pair nicely.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just think that they would. Just like, well, who was it? At Green Bay, Jones and who else?
Yeah.
There was
it was Aaron Jones, and it was a bigger, stronger running back. I think he's currently
Dylan.
Was it?
AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon.
So there you go. So see, something like that will be good because I think Najee Harris will kind of complement that, and that'll let Zeus kind of do his thing. You know what I mean? It'll kind of like they're like, oh shit, we got this guy's gonna fucking be up the middle. You know what I mean? He's coming at us downhill. He don't care, you know what I mean? Not kind of these scat backs to where it's like they can play coverage and get caught up in the backfield because it's getting them the ball like behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of the scrimmage. Those are those kind of backs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away from them. Not saying that they can't win a draw here or there. You know what I mean? But it just that's what they're like built like. They're not gonna carry the ball fucking 20 times a fucking game. You know what I mean? 25 plus. There's no way. So that's all I'm saying. So it'll be just a wish list thing. It's not a
Well, looking at the current running backs that's available in free agents right now: Dalvin Cook, Cam Akers, Joshua Kelly, who's a former Charger, so Telesco is familiar with him. Might not be an exciting pickup, but Latavius Murray, you know what I mean? My guy's still he's still out here, man. He's looking for a job. Kareem Hunt, Matt Breida, Jerick McKinnon. I don't know why they got Jakob Johnson on here, but they're listing him as a running back, but we all know he's a fullback. Melvin Gordon, it's not in the whole super exciting, but there might be some interesting names. Matt Breida, had somewhat of success.
I know wouldn't happen,
but he's been.
I know it wouldn't happen, but I know the Kareem Hunt wouldn't happen, but like that would be a name that I wouldn't mind. Because of his history and stuff like that, and the known stuff with the Raiders kind of like organization with that that type of histories. But Kareem Hunt wouldn't be bad, that's for sure.
I think these guys probably wouldn't be signed until free training camp happens. And then if you guys remember last year when Marcus Peters, for example, was a guy that was linked to the Raiders, right? He was linked to the Raiders, but when did that signing happen though? I know it didn't work. It didn't work.
Gabe hated it. Gabe always hated it.
But it happened right before training camp. It happened right before training camp. So going back to what you guys are saying about possibly picking up like a player, maybe a corner, they're probably going to wait till the market gets a little bit, drops down a little bit, and then maybe a guy like Stephon Gilmore. I like Gilmore more off his experience. You got a young cornerback room. You got a former defensive player of the year in I like that. I like the experience of that, but I'm not sure if he's going to be an effective player at this point in his career.
Bro,
but
he's looking older than me though, Pharaoh.
Hey man,
he's older than me, man. Been almost 20 years.
But just the mere fact that he's actually been on the field, though, it gives me more confidence in him, though, than Xavier.
He produces. I don't know. He still got it, man. He's a little bit. He's a Superman,
coming off injury. You know what I mean? So that's the question mark with him. Like, yeah, he has some good film out there too, for sure. But you don't know if he's lost a step or not because in the last 2 years, just because he hasn't even been out there. So that's the thing too. So it's like. That's why I do kind of like Adoree Jackson too, because he's played in the system too, and he'll probably come a little cheaper. He is a veteran as well, but you know what I mean. And he could probably be used in the return game if needed to be. So, but I mean I wouldn't mind Adoree Jackson as well. But there's, those are three names that I would probably keep a lookout for at the corner position.
So from what it sounds like, just to segue into this, man, like the biggest question mark on the team, I know Gravy is going to probably say running back. It sounds like running back is the biggest question mark for him. He probably wants some more. He wants some more talent, especially if you're going to be running back by committee. And then the only other guy that you kind of somewhat have confidence in is Zamir White. And then after that, it's like, well, Madison struggled
Drop
last
off.
year. It was, you know what I
Drop
mean?
off.
Madison struggled. But I will say, Madison was the guy last year. But the last time where he was a guy in a running back by committee, he was successful. Meaning that, like, when he was running with
Not a
Dalvin Cook,
touchdown.
no pressure. He's coming in. He was doing his thing. But once he was the guy,
Very effective in the red zone.
that's what I'm saying. So that might be so. Running back is a big question mark for Gravy. But what other part of the team that you guys are not confident? It don't have to be a position. It could be anything apart that about the Raiders right now that you feel like, you know what, I'm not 100% confident. I know because the moves have been made.
I'm gonna go upper. I'm gonna go take this a little different. Mark Davis, is that his baby?
Biggest question
Nigga
mark.
skilled up. Nigga skilled up.
I'm thinking around. Is that his baby? Come on, bro. 60 years, man. All of a sudden.
I seen that, man. I seen that.
That is
I don't know.
question mark.
It sounded like some TMZ type stuff. I don't know if it's
Hey, but I was
100%
just
true.
thinking, though, I was just like, really? No, I'm just talking shit. I just thought it was making
Mess
sure.
up the show. I'm gonna mess up the show already.
The biggest question mark. Hey, it kind of goes though. It is a big question mark, man. Like
Question mark? Get it? Mark question. Biggest question
bro.
mark.
You
Hey,
know,
keep that shit.
edit this shit out.
See, I read it wrong. I'm a little, I spoke a little something. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Edit
Pause.
shit.
I'll answer your question, Phil. I think corner is an issue also. You know, being that if our defensive line steps up to the plate like we think it is, all defensive, defensive MVP like players like we have in Max Crosby and Wilkins, that if they pan out, our cornerback play, and people will see that our cornerback play doesn't need to be as strong as far as players are concerned. You can have Bennett out there that's inconsistent, or I don't know. We still have Hall. I like Hall and Webb. Those guys. I think we lost one of them, but those guys were decent corners for me. And
Robinson.
the new guys we got, they're gonna need to learn. They're gonna have to get burnt a little bit, but Bennett needs to do something this year for him to solidify his job, because to me, I think that because of Bennett, they were so satisfied with Bennett's gonna be better that they got rid of Emmeek. And I thought Emmeek hurt us. It hurt when Emmeek left. And then people would say, well, we could just put Hobbs up on top. Nah, Hobbs is not an all pro, corner. He's an all pro slot corner. So, he's not a speedy guy. He can't cover those guys that are over. He'd probably be better with a slower tight end, but tight ends aren't slow anymore. So if you tell me that, I think our cornerback room needs to get a little bit better. Like Gabe said, I don't have a problem with Gilmore, coming over here, and then I like Adoree Jackson.
Just
I
health.
think that'll be a good pick.
Health and age.
That'll be
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
pickup.
When you sign
They're up
those
in
guys,
they're up in age, but you could depend on them to not be mixed up in zone, or where they need to be. If they're in zone, and if it's press man, they know the footwork, and they know somebody you could depend on instead of these young guys. They haven't seen these routes run that fast or that good by a pro player. You know what I mean? Because all these receivers in the NFL know how to run routes. In college, they have, I don't know if I should say it, but they half-ass them. You know what I mean? They round them out. They don't go to the right spot. They do different things. And that's easy to cover. But those NFL players don't do that. They do everything to the T, what they're supposed to do. And some of these young guys, they can't get on that fast of the speed of the game. The speed of the game really gets the corners faster than anybody.
Yeah. And the thing is too, we're going into next season, and how many corners do we have under contract? past next season. You know, and you could tell by them drafting a corner. I mean, there's some people could say like, hey, they probably missed out in drafting a corner maybe in the first round, but some of those corners dropped. They did get Richardson in the fourth round, I believe, fourth or fifth round.
Taylor's.
And then they picked up another corner in the seventh round. Some people like, but we'll see. That's not we can't project those guys to be like major contributors year one. Like those are guys that you could possibly they might pan out. Who we'll see, but at least hopefully they make the team. Maybe be a special teams contributor. But yeah, I agree, man. That other side, that outside spot, you know, I'm not sure who you could say. But the good thing is though, our pass rush, like secondary's best friend is that pass rush.
That's gonna make these mediocre guys. I'm not saying they're mediocre because they're football players.
Yep, yeah, we do.
That pass rush is gonna make these mediocre corners look good because they don't just cover.
Right. But pushing back on that though, like this is like perfect time to get a slower veteran that, you know, maybe has a couple injuries that can show them the game a little bit, because they're gonna have the advantage. So that's where they should get the playing time. So it's like this would actually help. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if we're gonna go that route, because our defensive line is supposed to be crazy. So if we do that, then we should be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it's one way to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, I agree. Corner. I would be corner for sure.
You say corner too?
Yeah. Secondary. I mean, that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Like, I think we need it's a young room, and I think we would benefit from getting somebody, you know, somebody with some, especially like you said earlier, like that's why I like Gilmore, because of his experience, because of his, you know, able to be, you know, like I've talked about this last year, like people were getting on me last year when he was like, I think the reason why he kind of struggled towards the end is because he was the guy that needed to be depended on. You know what I mean? I don't think that would be the case here. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the year, you know, with Dallas, you know, with Diggs, you know, kind of going down at the end, at the beginning, you know what I mean, and then Bland kind of, you know, you know, he was the guy that kind of like, you know, was getting those pick sixes and stuff like that. But like as far as, you know, taking that number one type of receiver, like on the number one receiver, look, Gilmore, he's not that type of guy no more. But like if you put him in like this team where it's Jack Jones probably going to be lining up with those guys, and the fast, you know, twitchy guys in the slot, that's most likely going to be Hobbs. I think he's a perfect, you know, kind of a guy that could come here and really actually teach the room and also contribute at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you know what? It's interesting. Y'all took a U-turn and said corner, and I'm not gonna lie. I would say Getsy. I know we haven't really talked about it. I feel like Getsy's a big concern. I'm concerned about Getsy as an OC. Can he be successful as an offensive coordinator? We haven't seen that yet, like 100%. And then obviously the run game too, because I think when you're rolling the dice with the quarterbacks that we have, Gardner Minshew and AOC, where hopefully it works out. Hopefully they're Hall of Famers, but like the chances of that happen is not pretty high. But what the Raiders are doing is they're literally overloading the offense with weapons to make it very easy for guys like Minshew and AOC to be successful. But
to make the plan work.
But the thing is, in order for the offense to work, when you got like 2 tight ends, you're running 12 personnel, you want to run that ball. I think in order to get 12 personnel, you got 2 tight ends. You want to make sure you could run that ball, so then it'd be more dangerous of an offense where you could do play action.
Really a tight end? Like he's just a big ass fast receiver. Like I mean, he plays tight end. Like
he's a weapon. I mean? So he's a weapon.
He's a weapon. Yeah. So it's.
Oh, but the good thing about him though is like he could do everything a receiver could do, but the good thing about him is like if you do really need to use him as a tight end, he could do everything a tight end too, because he could still block too. That's the good thing about it.
He's like 6'3", 6'4", like 240.
Like, yeah, like that dude's just a beast out there, dog. Like he's just a dude that's gonna do everything for you, but at a high level. That's what I think about Bowers. Like he's the type of guy that's going to try to do everything, on the field, but also at a high level, everything. Like he's that type of guy, which I like the pick. You know what I mean? Especially when that was like that would be one of my favorite pick. But you know what I mean? I gotta be honest. Like it did come out of left field. It was kind of crazy when we did
Yeah, I
pick
was
him.
surprised, bro.
And but once you thought about it and all of that shit, especially with all the quarterbacks that came off of the board, kind of made sense. Kind of made perfect sense, especially like I think with the Getsy, you know what I mean? Like how you said that Getsy is going to be a big question mark. I think
Yeah.
that's going to help out Getsy for sure. You know what I mean? Having those two type of tight ends, especially like with the expectations of Mayer. You know what I mean? And Mayer, I think came out this weekend and said something about like he's kind of speaking a big game too. Like he's like we could both do everything, on
Mm.
that field. You know what I mean? So like I like that he's speaking a big game, and like hopefully Mayer comes out and does show out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like and he does like not necessarily like fucking let the rookie outshine him or whatever. Just be like go out there and play the way you can play too, because he's a big time talent too.
Yeah. Real quick though, real quick, because you brought up you brought up Michael Mayer. Next year, who's gonna have the bigger season, Mayer or Bowers? Second year for Michael Mayer. I felt like he was underutilized last year because the offense was just in
20
shambles.
catches. 20 catches, bro.
You said Michael Mayer's gonna have 20 catches. 20 catches.
Well, yeah.
No, he had 20
Damn.
catches.
Well, did he? Hold on. How many catches did Michael Mayer have? I mean, I think it's like 30. I think like 30. Hold on, 30. Hold on, I think it
20
might
or
be 30.
25. I think.
No, like 19,
that.
like 20 or something like that.
Oh, is it 20? Let
Yep.
me look at this up real quick. Hold up. Michael Mayer.
Something around there,
Last
like
year.
20.
Oh yeah, 27 receptions for 300 and
Oh, 27.
Yeah, 27. Yeah.
Yeah.
27.
Oh,
A tight end that good. A tight end that good. Even in the beginning of the season, a tight end.
Well, they were
I
using
like
Hooper a
Michael
lot.
Myers.
I think they were
Michael
using Hooper
Myers
a lot at the beginning, and that's why.
yeah.
Bowers more than I do Bowers, because Michael Myers. You mentioned Bowers. 6'3", 240. This dude's 6'7", 260 pounds. Nobody is gonna get near this dude because everybody's gonna concentrate on the athletic tight end. And no matter where you put him, because what I'm telling the guys is that 12 personnel, you can't do it all the time. You could try to, but you got to run the football. But if
Right.
you're gonna do play action out of it, most likely you're gonna get your best tight end, which is Bowers, to run a route, and then or if you do vice versa, who's gonna think with Bowers out there and Devontae and you know Trey Tucker and Myers that that Mayers is gonna get the football? None of them will. That's why I think he's gonna have a successful season, and nobody's gonna be able to bring this dude down. Athletically, Bowers is a better tight end, but I think Michael Myers is going to have a monster year doing what he's supposed to do. If you
Right.
look at what his block percentage is, or if he got an outside guy, or then receptions, he has to have more than 27 receptions, or there's no use of us picking him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We know Bauer's going to get his work, or maybe, I hope he's a damn good football player to me. Bowers is,
I think
but I think
both of them
I
are
think
gonna
Mike
have
Myers
a running game.
a better tight end, typical tight end. When you get down to that,
I think I'll go Bowers. I think Bowers is just gonna, he's just gonna do that. I think he's gonna be that. But yet, I think like if you look at like what Gravy was saying overall, I think Bowers is gonna get more of the action. But I think if whatever action that Mayer gets, it's gonna be high percentage. He's gonna be a high percentage, and he's gonna be highly effective at blocking, catching balls. He's not a lot of drops, anything like that. So I think Bowers is just going to come out this year, bro. I mean, I think it's just because he
Right.
stood an extra season. He was supposed to come out early, but he
Yeah.
didn't. He
Yeah.
stood back. So he's like, man, so this guy wants to grind. So it's like I think he'll have a bigger year as a
Yeah.
rookie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No,
Okay. I mean,
not rookie of the year or nothing like that, but I think he'll get there.
yeah. I
I don't
mean, like
know,
what
man. I think
back-to-back years he won that top tight end award in college, and one of those years Mayer was
Powers did.
Bowers. Bowers did, and
Yeah,
Mayer.
you're right. Yeah,
At least
you're right.
that I think for one season, I think one of those seasons, I think Mayer came in. I think he was a finalist, but Bowers ended up
Yeah, he
edging
was
him
a
out.
finalist in that award, but he didn't come out, and he had a great year too, Mayer.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Notre Dame, he had a great year
And
that year too.
the guy that played with him was a number 1 pick the year that his junior year, and he won all these
Washington.
awards. And then the guy from Georgia that played with Bowers was a number 1 pick in the NFL draft. So that just tells you
No,
how
I don't
good
know
Bowers
about number 1. I think he was
Washington.
picked
He
like
went.
high. Washington. Yeah, the 6'7", but he was more recognized because of that when he fucking pushed that sled for like 7, 8
I think he
yards or
got
something
picked
like
in the
that.
second round. I think didn't Darnell
Yeah, he got
Washington?
picked
Oh,
in
did
the
he?
second round.
Yeah.
That's high.
We got picked high,
That's
but
high.
high in
High in the
next
second round.
next to
Sure,
the number
yeah.
1 guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, second or third round. I think Darnell Washington talking about. I thought I was like, man, the Raiders can get him, but that was just more of a luxury pick, and I was,
We talked about it in a mock draft last year, Pharaoh. We argued over
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
remember?
yeah. I mean, because I didn't think we were
I
gonna get
wanted-
Michael Mayer. I didn't think Michael Mayer was gonna be available after the first round. But that just tells you can't really predict a draft. We can only like talk about it and project. But
Pharaoh wants every tight end in the book. Man.
Hey,
Pharaoh in his
man.
We
tight
got
end.
him. Hey, Pharaoh, we got him. No,
I want the best players to come to the Raiders, man. That's all I
want.
want. I want the best players to come to the Raiders. This year, I wanted a quarterback. I guess we're just going to have to wait an extra year for that. Or, maybe he's on the roster. Gardner Minshew, AOC, that's going to be a big battle. I can't wait till training camp to see what happens. Yeah, go ahead.
We didn't have no choice to get. We didn't have no choice, bro. Who would you want to get?
We have no choice.
Would you want Milton and Rattler? You wanted all these guys?
I mean, fifth, sixth
Milton
round, I wouldn't
played
mind. I wouldn't mind in the fifth, sixth round. In the fifth, sixth round, that's like
Carter Bradley. What do you think about Carter Bradley?
I mean, I'm not gonna. No comments. I'm gonna keep it positive. I'm gonna say no comment. No comment.
He's gonna be the number 4. He's gonna be the new number 4 in my book.
The number 4. I mean, practice squad. I mean, I don't think he's gonna make the team. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make the team.
No,
if he makes the team, he's gonna be number 4.
Oh, that's gonna be his number, man. Damn.
Right.
I mean, hey, the Raiders don't retire numbers, so every number is open season. So you already know what it is. But
I liked everything about. I did like this job for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, look, it's plenty of time like to really talk about the Raiders' outlook and what could happen and the possibilities. And are y'all gonna be in Costa Mesa? I think I think they might have closed that only for season ticket holders.
You have to be invited. You have to be invited. Season ticket holders.
Man, Raiders, if y'all hear it, invite me. Just invite me. You know what I mean? Give me some extra tickets so I can pass them out to some of my people.
If we can get a press pass.
I see you moving around like a bunch of people out there, Pharaoh. You gotta be.
Man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying out here, man. But speaking
of
like.
Right next to the coach, man, getting inside the Costa Mesa, bro. The bus.
Man, I wish, man. But if he's watching, hey, PharoahNFL, as you can see, man, send some tickets my way, man. I've been a Raider fan all my life, just as much as everybody else that's watching the show, as well as gentlemen that's on the screen. But that being said, look, hey, the schedule came out. I know, hey, we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit, but like, I just want to know, like, what games. I'm trying to connect with other Raider fans, people that come through and watch the show and stuff like that. Like we gotta get it popping next season because I feel like, hey, the Raiders could probably make it happen. We got a coach that we believe in, I would say, and then that defense is gonna be exciting. Offense, we got some pieces. What games are you guys looking at like next season?
So your boy, I'm looking at probably 4 games. So 2 LA, both LA games. LA for sure. Like not even a doubt. And the game that I'm looking at in Vegas is definitely the Monday night game. I want to go to the Monday night game. And I don't know. We were kind of talking about that Kansas City game too. But you know what I mean? those two
one,
right there. But yeah,
which
at
one?
home.
The one is that Black Friday? Is it Black Friday one?
No. That's Black Friday's in KC.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I hope, man. Look, this if AP's already proven that he can figure out a win, figure out a way to beat the Chiefs. So at home, you would think like improve offensive play. You combine that with a great defense or a good defense at least. You know, hey, it might happen. I'm trying to think of another game, man. Like, man, I know y'all going to the LA game?
Both of them.
Yeah, we're both going. We're gonna all three be going to both the LA games. I know I'm going to NOLA.
Hey, I might have to.
New Orleans.
I'll be in New Orleans for sure.
New Orleans, that's gonna be. I'm wondering how
thinking,
much.
Then most likely probably the Raider opener too against the Panthers.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Captain Jack is having something for the New Orleans game. So you guys know who Captain Jack is. Captain Jack Rackham over there. Sure. He's going to have something for the New Orleans game, like a package deal. So so I know Gabe's going to that. I might go to the Nolan one, but that's got to be like that's got everything. All the stars got to align. You know what I mean? So
December 29th.
happens.
yeah. But at least that home opener, which the Raiders are blessed to have 3. You know what I mean? They're playing LA twice, and then obviously the Panthers. You know what I mean? That's 3 home openers that we doing. But that I'm just saying it's gonna be two home games. LA is a home game. LA is a home game for sure. I mean, especially the Chargers game. So that's gonna be big. And I think I need to.
Day too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check out that game because like I've never been to the SoFi Stadium, so I got to check that out. I know the right is dope. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, man. I'm going. Last year was my first time going to the Vegas Stadium.
Park in the right spot where you're sitting, bro. Just make sure you park at the spot where you're sitting at. Find out where you're sitting at.
And you park on that side of the. Yeah.
You're gonna walk all the way from LA.
It's a big stadium.
Oh,
yeah, it's a huge stadium. So there's like 3 different ways to park. The north and west side. I mean the north and south side, and I think the east side part of it. So, like, there's certain ways at night you're gonna walk all the ways around that mug. So you got to park on the side where you're actually
Is this similar? Is this similar to the Raiders Stadium? Because I feel like anywhere you sit at Allegiant, you feel like you next to it. Like it's just the way it's set up. I don't know if y'all been to the Allegiant Stadium. I went last year for the first time, and that shit was crazy, bro. Like that, it was dope, man. It's a good experience. Yeah, man.
It's
but
cool.
Hey, man,
you can't go. If you go, just don't sit on the 500 level. That's the only thing.
You said the 500 level? That's like the worst seats.
The screen is kind of in the way.
Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna be because I don't know if I should get them now or I should wait. Like I don't know because I feel like the tickets are cheaper when you wait. Like, I think I'm giving the secrets out now to the people.
I mean,
just buy them now, y'all. Buy them now.
No, like, look. To be honest with you, I'm probably gonna get at least 2 tickets for the LA game, right? Yeah, they're like right now, first row. If you look, you can find certain spots for like $400.
Okay.
You know, for first deck, and so like every year, I've kind of came down little by little.
Yeah.
So I started at the 3, you know, started at the top, going low. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Allegiant gonna be crazy this year, man.
Yeah,
they're gonna price them tickets.
Those tickets are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. Last year with McDaniels, the only good thing about McDaniels, the tickets got a little bit cheaper, but it's gonna be with Pierce. Pierce is gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially we start winning. Oh my God, the ending of the season is gonna be crazy.
But this is what the Raiders need, though, bro. Like, to be honest with you, they need to change because Vegas is a tourist spot, bro. People fly thousands upon thousands of people fly in. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna make the Raiders be more of a home, be at home. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's gonna be we're gonna turn it into our place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stayed longer than expected. It's been a great show. We were able to talk about the Raiders, all that good stuff, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. I know the next time These gentlemen on the screen, they go live is on Tuesday at 8. So make sure
Tuesday at 8, Thursdays and Sundays at 8.
Yeah, make sure to check them out, and just let the people know where they can find you too as well.
So on IG and YouTube, we all do Raider Nation Live, and I'm low, obviously, but also our IG is at Raider Nation Live too. So, and then the boys right there, Coach Gravy and Pretty Get 420, both on YouTube and IG. So
go follow those channels too. Go follow those channels too as well. Every what's so often we do multi, stream and stuff like that. But like every what's so often, we'll have some individual shows as well and stuff like that. But for sure, man, go follow everybody. Even Pharaoh, everybody, man. If you're new to the channel, anything, just
definitely
follow.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure to give these guys a follow all over social media. You see it on the screen. Raider Gabe 420, Coach Gravy, Raider Nation Live. Make sure to follow them all over social media, especially YouTube. These guys do a great show. We got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday, and Sundays.
But my
Sunday,
bad.
our show actually started Sunday nights.
So
there's nothing going on Sunday nights, and then so we started from there, and then we added the Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, so
there you go.
Like that
so Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, because they not like us. They not like us.
Perfect. All right, I got it. All right, so Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Make sure to check them out. Like I said, great show, man. Hey, and tune in, y'all. The show will keep going, but I appreciate you guys for coming through, man. Till next time.
All right, peace.
Show. What's up?
We back. What's going on, y'all, man? Hey, look, man, that was a great.